Hello, my name is Minghui Diao, and I'm the PI of San Jose State University team. We are a core member of the HACUS project. Today, I'll be talking about satellite-derived PM2.5 grids with dispersion model downscaling. Specifically, we'll use these data to support community-scale air quality health research and policy development. In this project, I have several co-Is, including Frank Freeman from San Jose State, Mohammed El-Hamdan from USRA, and Akula Venkatram from UC Riverside. In addition, we have gained numerous support from stakeholders such as California Department of Public Health, California EPA, and etc. So fine particulate matter, which we call PM2.5, is among the most harmful air pollutants for human health. It causes 4 million premature deaths annually worldwide. There are two main challenges for measuring PM2.5. One is at unmonitored locations. The other one is at finer horizontal resolution in order to improve health risk assessment and public health tracking. To resolve these two challenges, we aim to develop an efficient system that can actually provide better estimate of PM2.5. Specifically, we combine the modest satellite data, which is aerosol optical depth, with a dispersion model. This satellite data provides input for unmonitored locations that cannot be detected without the space observation. And the dispersion model can further downscale these observations into higher resolutions, such as hundreds of meters. As part of our project, we want to provide a guideline to public users, especially public health researchers, for how to access and download and interpret PM2.5 dataset. So we summarize 4 main methods for generating PM2.5 dataset. One is to solely based on monitored data, such as the EPA air data website, or the EPA Chemical Speciation Monitoring Network. Another method is to combine model simulations with ground-based monitors. You can use the atmospheric chemical transport model or other higher resolution models such as the EPA FAQSD model or the CDC tracking network dataset. The third method is to combine satellite data with monitors. During this process, linear regression models are usually used because satellite data do not directly detect surface PM2.5. They provide estimate of the aerosol optical depth in the entire column. So the regression model will help to regress from the column to the surface. The last method is to combine monitor data, satellite, and model simulations, such as the Dalhousie University data that are publicly hosted on their website. So in this work, we actually conducted a comparison of 4 types of datasets. So these 4 datasets include the CDC WONDER data, which is the satellite plus monitor data. There's the CDC tracking network data, which is combining model and monitor data. The Dalhousie University data combine model, satellite, and monitor. And lastly, the EPA monitor air data, which is monitor only, and they're usually considered as the ground truth. In this comparison, we only conducted for the year of 2011, and yet we can already see a lot of discrepancies among these datasets, such as the CDC WONDER data exhibiting higher PM2.5 and the larger regional maximum over the central US, or the EPHTN tracking network data shows highest PM2.5 in Southern California, and the Dalhousie data exhibiting lower PM2.5 overall and is more homogeneous over the Western US. This is a collaborative work that we wrote into a review article that was published in Journal of Air and Waste Management Association. There are a total of 17 co-authors on this review article, and many of them are actually core members of the HACUS project. And in this review article, we provided a guideline for how to access this data And we also point out the challenge of, even though these data are all publicly accessible, they still have large differences among them, showing the difficulty of getting highly accurate data set for PM2.5, even nowadays. In our core project, one of the things we want to first show is what are the advantages of fusing satellite and ground monitor data together. So satellite data can help to fill in missing gaps in ground monitor data, especially for rural areas. And indeed, those are the areas in California where wildfires usually take place. On the right-hand side, you can see this is the monitor location from the EPA monitors. And even though California is one of the most well-monitored states in the United States, we still have quite scattered locations for these monitors. On the left-hand side, we have the aerosol optical depth provided by NASA satellite MODIS dark target product. Combining these two, we can have a much more spatially homogeneous coverage for the entire state of California. Another thing to keep in mind is that satellite data can be trained to present the ground monitor data more accurately by improving the regression model of aerosol optical depths to PM2.5. In fact, this is one of the main goals that we keep in mind throughout our project, that every time when we provide new data, we would evaluate and try to improve this linear regression model used in our data generation. So here are some of the results to show you the advantage of including satellite data. We call it the added value of satellite data. In this bar chart here, the blue bars show the data compared between the EPA monitor and the non-federal reference monitor. And the red bar shows that after fusing the EPA monitor with satellite data, what is the comparison with the non-FRM monitor? And the y-axis shows the R value. For almost all the counties in the state of California, we see an improved comparison with the non-FRM monitor when satellite data are actually used. And this is not surprising because keep in mind, in many counties, there are only a few ground monitors available. And using them to represent the entire county can definitely cause ambiguities or inaccuracies because the county have much larger variability inside. Now, one of the final ultimate product of our core project is to combine PM2.5 data from satellite to monitor and with a downscale model. And the end goal is to provide community scale PM2.5 data at 100-meter resolution. So this is the map showing the California state with 3-kilometer graded satellite data. The satellite data are used to drive the background at these 3-kilometer scale. And inside each grid, we will further run the PM2.5 dispersion model that can calculate the higher resolution PM2.5 field at 100-meter resolution. An example is the Sacramento area freeway exchange, like shown here, with the green color having higher concentration of PM2.5, and the blue has smaller concentration. Another example is the Los Angeles area freeway exchange in downtown. We found that in both cases, depending on the wind field and also the proximity to the freeway interchange, there's actually very large spatial variability in PM2.5 field, highlighting the importance to know the high resolution PM2.5 data if we want to study community scale public health risk assessment. This work has recently been published in 2019 in a journal focusing on this dispersion model simulation. We also participate in a Tiger Team 1 project for California Imperial Valley. In this project, many low-cost sensors were implemented in the Imperial Valley area. And we combine it with the satellite data as well as the dispersion model in order to evaluate different sources that can contribute to PM2.5 data, such as the desert flow of wind that contribute to PM2.5, or it can be a cross-border from Mexico. It can also be local biomass burning source or local dust. So this is the work that was published in 2020, led by COI Frank Friedman. And this work actually demonstrates the interesting result based on some new tools, such as the low-cost sensor and combined with the dispersion model simulation. Another Tiger Team project we participated in is Tiger Team 2, called the California Wildfire 2017 and its health implications. So in this work, we provided the data for the entire state of California during the wildfire season in 2017 at 3-kilometer resolution. The concept is that we combine the EPA AQS PM2.5 data, which are circled out right here, still very scattered location, with the modest satellite data from NASA. And we result to a smooth distribution of PM2.5 for the entire state. During this process, we actually run two different models. One is a linear regression model, and the other one is a surfacing model that can smooth out the distribution into 3-kilometer graded data set. But can we actually capture the wildfire event using satellite data, such as shown here before the wildfire? This is the campus view of San Jose State, and this is after wildfire, a much dirty look of the campus. And the result actually is very encouraging. So we can see the evolution of surface PM2.5 concentration before, during, and after the outbreak of wildfire, such as shown here between October 9 to 15, 2017, we have an outbreak of wildfire right in the Bay Area. And there are definitely some challenges for using satellite data for tracking the wildfire. For example, we see some higher offshore value of PM2.5, and we do not have ground monitor there to evaluate the truth of these data. And this could be caused either by real high PM2.5 data offshore, or it can also be caused by the different smoothing method that we have that generate arbitrary higher values. So still, I want to point out that even with the most up-to-date satellite data, there's still a lot of work left to be resolved to provide even higher accuracy in the PM2.5 data. This work is currently being written into a collaborative manuscript led by Susan O'Neill, who is the lead of the Tiger Team 2 project, and myself, as I am the co-lead, and this is to be submitted in a few months this year. To summarize, for the core project, our San Jose State team, in collaboration with USRA and UCR, have published 3 papers led by the PI or the COI. And for Tiger Team 1, we actually published 2 papers led by our team. And we are preparing another manuscript for Tiger Team 2. In addition, we contribute as collaborators and co-authors for 5 papers and manuscripts with the other HACUS team members. In addition, we have a very long list of stakeholders during this process. We find it's very valuable to collaborate directly with our stakeholders, such as the California Department of Public Health, California EPA, Office of Environmental Health, and Bay Area Air Quality Management District, California Air Resource Board, South Coast Air Quality Management District, US EPA, and US CDC. They gave us invaluable suggestions for how to advance our research, and we plan to continue our collaboration in the following years with them. Lastly, I want to present you the data set that we generated for this project. We created 2 websites, and they host the visualization tools for community scale PM2.5 in the Bay Area, such as this map. And we also have real-time PM 2.5 field for the entire California. And if you're a public health researcher, you can access these data for free by just clicking for download. You can get daily PM 2.5 fields for the entire California or annual average result. So now I'm going to go to the website and show you some demonstration. This is the website of my research group. When you scroll down, you can actually see this visualization tool here. And as I click on this tool, it will pop up a website like this, just looking like a Google map. This is an ArcGIS platform where you can actually zoom in or zoom out to different parts of this map and see where the higher aerosol optical depths based on satellite data, where they are located. And this actually enables the viewers to play with this tool and educate themselves about their own neighborhood. Very interestingly, we see these high AOD are often related to the highway distribution in the Bay Area. And you can also see where San Francisco Airport is located or San Jose International Airport is located. In addition, if you go to another website that we generated to host the daily update of PM 2.5 field, you can actually see this is on June 7th. And I can go for next day, which becomes June 8th. And we can have June 9th. And we go back to June 11th. So these are the days that we have it on the SJSU HICCU's website, automatically updated within 24 hours after the MODIS satellite data provide us the output. And we're hoping to keep this tool running as an operational tool for future projects. So that is all I would like to show today. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions about our project, please feel free to reach me at my email.